Hello, everyone. Happy 4th of July, Independence Day 2018. Now, I have been doing a lot of video posts in a minute, a good long while, basically because YouTube, or should I say ScrewTube, Facebook, or as I call it, Fakebook, and all the other social media sites have been cracking down on people with a conservative mindset. Now, I told you all why I left the Democratic Party in 2016, but I want to show you a picture of something. Over 2 years ago, if you see that, over 2 years ago, I went through school to get a degree, a bachelor's degree in business administration. Try to have my degree be put to better use than a social services degree or one of these gender studies degrees, an African studies degree, or any degree out here that won't be commensurate with whatever degrees the business world needs, the government needs, or whatever. And to try to do it for social justice. Now, I don't knock it, don't get me wrong. But being as I was a former Marine, and like I said, I'm still a Marine, once Marine, always Marine, but you know what I mean, former active. Everything I did being an administrative person, I put to use so I can get that degree. I put my sweat, tears into it. I have a debt, granted, might be considered a debt slave because I wanted to get a degree, something that could never be taken away from what my family told me. When I grew up, I was told having a degree would be the opening window to something greater. Well, we're in 2018. I'm not going to say it's current year 2018. I could care less. Current year doesn't do squat. We have jobs, granted. But during the time when I got out, it was an election year. Everyone's pushing for voting for Hillary Clinton. Now, I told you my misgivings about voting Democrat. I won't vote for Democrat for a female just because somebody feels it to be that way. The facts outlie and outlay what's going on. Everyone's doing that. And if she had done that, we wouldn't have had a country no more. Now, it's the 4th of July. 2 years later, I'm putting this down and I'm going to flap up my boonie cap. The end results of all this, I am getting divorced now from a wife who has so many liberal beliefs that it's appalling. She's gone and shacked up with somebody else who shares her exact beliefs, and in my opinion, is a soy boy masquerading as one of these quote unquote masculine types. My son is a victim of all this because my wife feels that I should be thrown to the wolves because I voted for someone other than Hillary Clinton. She's a diehard liberal masquerading as a centrist. She's a narcissist masquerading as a virtuous person. I can't get into that. My biggest thing is it's the 4th of July. 240 plus years, 242 years if you count, of being free. And everybody puts their spin on everything. They hate people coming over borders and their families getting separated instead of doing the research. A lot of people have gotten tired of hearing the rhetoric. And right now, before I leave this, I'm going to give you my hashtag of Walkaway. In fact, you're seeing part of it right here. This degree, this document that I have right here in front of me, I worked hard to get it. I worked real hard through my schooling, getting the necessary funding. And regarding my wife and a lot of people who are liberals, those who still blindly follow the doctrine of the Democratic Party, fail to listen to the rhetoric. Now, I chose in school to go to all the political classes, political education classes. I went online. Several things. I went online. I didn't go to no classes. I went to classes. I would have probably heard an instructor with their beef against Donald Trump or anyone who was Republican. He ran about him instead of ranting about a topic needed in the work field. When I went online, that forced people to end up abandoning the classroom and doing the coursework, being an instructor. When you go to trade schools, I mean, they're going to be forced to do that too because they don't have no other recourse. But they try to do all this stuff, and there's at least 70% more schools out there that are being indoctrinated to follow ideology of socialism. I've suffered and saw socialism firsthand. I know people who serve in the Marines who had to serve in countries where they saw socialism firsthand. This false socialism that everyone's doing because they think it's cool, you're going to then undermine our country. On this 4th of July, I'm going to want to do something like I did a hashtag challenge of honor the 4th, but I'm going to do something different. I don't know if the trend will start, but it's a challenge. Research and learn about how this country came into being. Go to a public library and pick up a book. That's one of the things that started me off with the Walkaway campaign. When the election came around, I saw a lot of things that were happening. I thought for myself. Lyndon Johnson, who said in the 1960s, after he had gotten elected, said that he will make sure that African Americans will be voting for the next 200 years. He might be haunting, rising from his grave, haunting those who are following the rhetoric that he set in place. I'm ready to take my boonie cap off because I'm so ticked off. It's like I'm calm with a lot of stuff that's going on. My divorce, I'm separated, be pending divorce later on. My wife has made her bed, she's laying in it at my son's expense, at my expense. Right now, I could care less. I'm walking away from her for her liberal policies. I walked away from being a Democrat because promises were made, were not kept. And everyone was blind enough to doggone leave it go because it's like, oh, they'll get around to it. Excuse me, after 40, 50 years, they have yet to honor that. And giving trinkets is not worth it. This is all I got with the 20 seconds I have left. I was supposed to do this for maybe 2 or 3 minutes, but this is my walk away moment. And if anything, I'm going to try to post this somewhere. Twitter, Tumblr, I could care less. But you're seeing somebody who's taking a stand, thinking for himself. He's a dominant black male. He's owning his own. Now it's time for everyone else. If you love this country, stand up and think for yourself. Walk away from the Democratic Party before you self-destruct.